ourselves and from the badness of our deeds. Whoever been given by Allah guidance, then nobody can be misguided for him. Whoever been misguided by Allah, then nobody can be guided for him. I bear witness there's no God worthy to worship except Allah, only him, no associate for him. And I bear witness that Muhammad, his messenger and his servant. O Allah, give good praise upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, and give good praise upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. O Allah, bless upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, bless upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. Verily, you most worthy of praises and more exalted in glory. We thank Allah for the opportunity for us to gather today, tonight. For us, actually, for every Monday, the first week, and also the third week. First and third. Two and four? No, one first and third. First and third. First and third week, we inshallah will take the opportunity to discuss current topic. Actually, this topic is actually being catered for the NMC. For the start is actually for the NMC. Because of that, we don't go deep into the topic of akidah or about something that actually too deep into discussion. We just want to make clear for certain issues, like we discussed before. Two topic. The first one is about the usage of bin and binti on our name, and also the other topic is actually about the adhan, the calling of adhan. It's being actually something that is actually in Malaysia, being done even before the establishment of Malaysia. It's being done there and then until today. Where suddenly something happened, people start to talk about it. So we discuss about that two topic. Then tonight, inshallah, actually many topics being proposed, and this topic came out to be the one that being picked. Even maybe some of you saw that the poster being changed. Alhamdulillah. So anyway, this is the topic today, inshallah, because this is something that now and one of the hottest thing that being discussed, not by us only, even by the international communities, even the CNN, the newspaper in Europe. Everybody is talking about this. It's actually about the band. There's actually a musical band. They came to Malaysia to perform in an event. The event is actually like I Google about it, being said by our brother Farouk. It's actually continuously being done in Genting before for 10 years. This is the 10 years. Means that they started from the 2013 or before that, and actually they done it few places in Malaysia. This is the 10th, if not I'm mistaken. This is the 10th, not the first time. And the musical band that being invited by the organizer is actually being changeable in Malaysia. Some of them for international. So the thing is, starting from the point of what being said by the vocalist of the band and his attitude during during his performance is something actually so not being accepted internationally not being accepted, because spitting, drinking alcohol. He's actually not in sound mind at that time. Surely it's not a sound mind. Spitting, drinking, and actually insulting the law of our country, saying about what we choose is wrong. We actually doesn't want any government that told you what to do and what not to do. This is something that actually we'll discuss it later on. Only to give you the background of the story, the incident. So the vocalist, actually you can see what being done by him. what he said, what he actually doesn't agree about what being actually become a law in Malaysia about LGBT. So we're not going into that. Really discuss about that. Inshallah, if you have other opportunities, we'll discuss about that. Why is it so dangerous? And even essentially is against the values of the Eastern country. We, the Eastern people, Malaysia, Asia, most of our country, essentially we have the values that some of our friend, our brothers in Europe already left it out. One of the biggest value is actually family. You know, the family values that we have, to still have your father and your mother still staying with your father and mother. Something that is actually from our friend, our brothers in Europe, they don't see it something that is actually acceptable. For them, the family is just the beginning of the life. After you become adult, you have to go out of your parents' house. And they say anybody that doesn't go out from that territory, they have the terms failure to launch. Failure to launch means that a rocket doesn't go out, still there. So we actually in Asia, because our values, the family values that we have, anything that called as hedonism, no, the free thing, free sex, free we say free thinking, that the liberal thinking that they have is against our value, because we have that value of family. That's from the start, because you know that even this thing is not allowed. Even in China, the communist government of China doesn't allow that, because they know that if this thing happen in their country, the family value will crumble. And you know that a country, the strength of a country is from their people. Lesser the people, the weaker the country is. So the more people you have, the more strength you have for the country. Because of that, anybody that is not married yet, please marry quickly. Inshallah, you become one of the strength for the country. Okay, that is for that turn. So the action being was taken. The group was banned by our government, and actually the authorities take that action because what we said, what being done by the vocalist, insulting the word fuck, all going for what he said. But few things that he said is actually, he said that you cannot have a government that control you. You are free. You can do anything. We don't want a government or law that prohibiting same sex. Something that actually he said towards that. So I don't know, during that thing, in that situation, we know that we, the ummah, the Muslim, I think that among the audience, they are Muslim. They are Muslim there. We actually Muslim, being said by Allah in Surah Al Imran 110. Allah Ta'ala said, Kuntum khaira ummatin ukhrijat linnas. You all are the best nation produced as example for the mankind. You become the best. Why? Allah Ta'ala said, Ta'muruna bil ma'ruf. Because we enjoin commanding what is right. Wa tanhauna 'anil munkar. And you forbid that is wrong. Wa tu'minuna billah. And you all believe in Allah. That is the values for a Muslim. You know, when you see something is wrong, the organizer, you know that the organizer, few of them are Muslim. Few of them are Muslim. You don't go into who are they, but they are Muslim by the name, bin and binti. So you know they are Muslim by bin and binti. So the organizer, the one that holding the audio instrument, they should have that a little audacity to be the best ummah. You know that you are not the best, person all the time. But you see, when you see something happening in front of you, you should not just sit there and not to say anything about that. You have to say something, at least. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, Man ra'a minkum munkaran, whoever seeing among you the munkar. Actually, the gathering there from the start is not from the goodness. Because we know that some people using that, the good vibes. It's really going into the way to release your tension. We can say healing. This time, people use the word healing. Where are you going? To the supermarket. Why? Healing. That word's being used right now. Are you doing? I'm going to vacation. Why? Healing. Everything is healing. Alhamdulillah. But the problem is healing yourself with musical instrument. This may be one of the topic we'll discuss after this, when we been chosen by our admin, about you using the music or the concert itself as the way to heal your feeling, to heal your soul. So because that is the original purpose of the good vibes, you know, that when they choose the words good vibes, is really something relating to your soul, that they want to cure it. So the problem is, we know that nobody been cured by music. We know that about that. And even from we did have in 2019 or 2018, when a concert being done in Bukit Jalil, where around 19 or 21% died overdose of drugs. If you remember about that. It's really that this is the place for that. In Islam, if you want to understand, whenever things that actually have goodness but mixed with badness, it is not for you to promote it to others. You know, like being asked in the Quran, when we said about gambling and also involving intoxicated drinks. Yas'aluna kana khamri wal maisir. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 219. Allah Ta'ala said, Yas'alunaka anil khamri wal maisir. They ask you, O Muhammad, about khamr, intoxicated drinks, wal maisir, and also gambling. They ask you, because this is the step in Islam when intoxicated drink. I use the word intoxicated drinks because you don't say alcohol. Alcohol itself is not the reason for the drink to be forbid in Islam. It's actually about you want to intoxicate yourself. You drink it because you want to feel high. That is the words. Intoxicated drinks. Even when America, the United States of America, they ban intoxicated drinks for almost 12 years. 1920 to 1932. 12 years. They put it inside their amendment. You know, amendment is perlembagaan. Number 18. They put it there. It is forbidding to sell, to produce, to distribute, to drink intoxicated drinks. For 12 years, they try to forbid it, to ban, or being said the prohibition of alcohol or intoxicated drinks. They use the word intoxicated. So being asked to the Prophet, because the companion was doing that before Islam. Suddenly they being told not to come to the mosque when they are high. In Surah An-Nisa, verse number 43, Allah said about that. So don't come to prayer if you cannot understand what you say. So they start to say about is it good or not. So they ask the Prophet about the intoxicated drinks and also the gambling. Allah said, "Qul fihima ithmun kabirun." say, O Muhammad, in those two, in the intoxicated drinks, and also in the gambling, ithmun kabir, there is a big sin. And wa manafi'un linnas, and there is also benefits for the human. What is the benefit of intoxicated drinks? Is there any? It's actually the simplest benefit. They say that for you to forget your problem. Drink it, you don't feel anything. Tomorrow the problem is still there. But they start to think about using that as the way to let go. About thinking, to worry about something. Just intoxicate yourself. Gambling, the benefit is for you to become rich in a short time. You know, for you to get that amount, you have to work 10 years. But by gambling, you can get it in 5 minutes. So that is the benefit. But Allah said, wa ithmuhuma akbaru min naf'ihima. But their sin, the sin of the intoxicated drinks and also the gambling, is bigger than its benefits. So because of that, whenever things that have benefit, like good vibes to make you happy, but the same thing, things that will mix into the event, then in Islam, it's not for you to promote it. But anyway, like we said, we Muslim, as the best ummah, best nation that Allah Ta'ala produced for the humankind, we have the attributes. First, ta'muruna bil ma'ruf. You are commanding for the goodness. Wa tanhauna al munkar, and you forbid anything that is actually not good. Wa tu'minuna billah, and you are believing in Allah. And the Prophet ﷺ, like I said in the hadith, when he said, man ra'a minkum munkaran, whoever saw among you the munkar, something that is actually not good, falyughayyiruhu biyadihi, change it with his hand. Fa illam yastati', if he cannot, fa bilisanihi, then by his tongue. Fa illam yastati', if he cannot, fa biqalbihi, he must does have the dislike for that thing inside his heart. Wa dhalika, and having that dislike inside your heart, adhaful iman, it is the weakest iman. Weakest iman. For you to not having that things. So anyway, when the thing happened, so nobody say anything. Nobody say anything. Nobody say stop. Oh, we don't agree with you. Nobody saying anything. Nobody take action. Until he finish all the talking that he do. You know, in Islam, it's not for you to letting anything that, you know, the gathering itself, there's a problem there. But to add up to the problem, something is more than that. That is not supposed to happen. If I can share with you something that happened to me during 2005, when I came back from Yemen, I attend the marching of the National Day. You know, National Day, we will go into in lines, walking in front of the king, or the ministers. So at that time, I was participating as one of the group of Silat. So I got the uniform, the shoes, and everything. So I go. Alhamdulillah, so get that. But the problem is, at that time, we went out from Bukit Beruntung around 3 o'clock in the morning. We arrived at Shah Alam around 4:30. So we gather and we moved from Shah Alam to Putrajaya around 5. Not subuh yet. The subuh is not yet. We arrived at Putrajaya 7 o'clock. So I asked one of the team leaders, I asked to him, brother, where are we going to pray? He said, I don't know. So I was there. I said, what happened? 3 buses. I don't know about the others, but 3 buses came to that place without praying Fajar, praying Subuh. So when they came down from the bus and went to their places, because we are one of the first contingent that will pass by the king. So they put everybody, you see which one of the person in front of you, this is your place. So after they arrange us in that manners, they said, okay, now free time for you, this drink there, eat, whoever want to smoke, nobody say about praying. Seriously, I was, what happened? We don't agree. So I took the mineral water, I took wudu at the side of the road. I pray there. I looking at the sun, and ask the police. The police tambahan was there. I asked uncle, where is the Qibla? I don't know. He said, it's the first time for me to come here. Anyway, when that happened, I pray. They saw me pray. I don't say anything yet. After we passed by the king, we already rest by this roadside. I met the leader of every contingent that they came. I asked him, brother, we came from Shah Alam at this time, from Bukit Beruntung at this time, Shah Alam at this time. 3 buses. All of us didn't pray Fajr. I said, even though we don't want people to pray because of the silat, you don't solat because of the silat, it's wrong. But I said you should say something, because the Prophet did say a few days before his death, the Prophet said, as-salah wa ma malakat aymanukum. Keep secure your prayers, and whoever under under you. Means if you are a boss, if you are a leader of the family, you have to take care about their prayers. So I said to him like that. He actually start to become angry. He said, "Why do you think that I want that? That's why we told everybody to come early to Putrajaya." So he start to become mad. I said, "Brother, I just say something to you, and actually I take him away from others." But he must keep mumbling after that. Some people say he speak to the other, saying that somebody said that we didn't pray. Yes, you didn't pray. So sometimes things like that. You know something happened, you don't say anything is wrong. You know it's wrong. But you don't say something, it's actually something will happen to you. Because Allah Ta'ala is opening the opportunity for you to be the best ummah. Because the best ummah have that 3 attributes. Ta'muruna bil ma'ruf, you enjoin for the good things. Wa tanhauna 'anil munkar, and you forbid what is actually wrong. Wa tu'minu billah, and you believe in Allah. So the thing is actually within that crowd. In that crowd. Don't anybody want to say anything. The only cheering, this is wrong. Because when you listen to something that is against whatever your belief, whatever you hold as your values, you should not just sit there and just listen. You should say something. Even though you cannot stop it, just say something. But when you listen to the crowd, nobody say anything. They only become angry because all the other band is being cancelled. All the event being cancelled. Then they start to become angry. It's not because of what being said. Even our brother shared to me that that's in his tweet, the vocalist Twitter, he got around 48,000 messages from Malaysia that condemning him, saying back to him, until he actually now he cancel Jakarta and also Taipei, Taiwan. He doesn't go there because of whatever happening right now. So anyway, what we want to really understand that you should not be angry because of him making the event to be cancelled. You actually have to have the anger because he's saying something that is wrong. Not because you said, because him, we cannot enjoy it anymore. Not because of that. Not because of that. It's really something that you have to know, that your whatever being uttered by your tongue, your mouth, whatever being held by your hand, your step, the eyes that you seeing everything. Allah Ta'ala will ask everything about that. So when Allah Ta'ala open for you, in that situation, for you to see something that is wrong, what will you do? So Allah Ta'ala is giving those people, crowd, to say something, but not nobody say something, anything. Everybody is cheering. Oh. Because you know that the thing, even the organizer, they have to know. The group have the problem. It's not the first one. The 1975 group band doesn't. That is not the first problem. The first act that they did. Even if you look into it, like our brother shared to me, he eat raw meat in front of everybody. That time he's drinking intoxicated drinks, spitting, and the last time he kissing his one of his members, band members, one of them, man to man. This is something that to show that we doing what you don't want us to do. This thing is actually what we said, not the first time. They did it in Dubai, in North America, in Europe. They did a few acts. And here, when we listen to that, we should ask the organizer, whoever have the authority to allow them, should really think about the background of those people. When you know that they have problem, being that they are doing problem before, because the record, we actually like the asatiza, when they ask permission or tauliah to teach in Selangor or in Kuala Lumpur, you know that our name will be sent to Bukit Aman first. The screening, they have few screening. We receive the letter. You already you pass all our tests, but now you are being screened by Bukit Aman, by the authority, to know that maybe you are Al Qaeda or you are somebody there. You learn about military or anything. So they will check up all your background. So the problem is, don't they check about that group? Or we afraid that those people who we say involved in actually organizing or allowing them to do things, maybe because thinking about the money. But sometimes a bad advertisement or a bad it's not good things to do, but they're using that bad thing as the way to advertise themselves. In Arabic, they have the words khalif tu'raf. Do the opposite, you will be known. Like these days, I don't know why, some boy and girl actually going to the toilet, taking the water from the toilet and washing their face. I don't know if what I know before about those ritual, but don't do it, okay? Don't do it. This is the way for some of our old people in Malaya and in Indonesia, when they want to learn, to become invincible, to for their skin to not to be pierced by any weapon. I said, don't do it, okay? Really don't do it. They will take their feces, the first feces that they drop from their ass, they take it and they will, put it on their body. I said, don't do it. Really, actually, this thing is being known for us that learn some of the martial art in Malaysia, that they have mysticism way for them to take, to get miracle things. They will do such bad things, taking that, and they will not bath for 40 days, for not 5 days, not 4 hours, for 40 days. They will keep, taking that feces and put it on their body for 40 days. So I don't know, the toilet taking water right now from the toilet, they wash their face. Either they have that relationship or not, I don't know. Because the elders, our old people in Malaysia or Indonesia, they don't have that type of bowl before, to take the water. Allahu A'lam. So things like that. When you want to be famous, do something that people doesn't like. Or like this, when you want to become something, you invite the group that will do something that is provocative. That is so wrong. You know their background. Then why should you let it be like that? Why should you call them? Because every time this group perform, they will do something like that. They will say something like that. So why should you ask them? Either you really want to gather money because of the glamour that they have, the fame that the group have. You want to invite people to see them live in front of them. I don't think so. You should know about them. That's the first thing. And the second thing about the authority that allowing that, they should also think about not to go into the popular views, populist. You want to make sure that people will vote for you. You let something like that to happen. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. Because the thing is, sometimes people say that, like being said by that guy, we don't want the government that telling you what to do or not to do. You know that in 2003 or 4, if anybody have seen the documentary titled Fed Up. Anybody? No. Not fed up. I'm fed up with you. No. Fed Up. It's actually a documentary about what the big company, sugar company in USA, they already bought all the senators. So whenever they sell their food, they make sure that the sugar, because they make the sugar from the corn syrup. So because they plant corn more than is supposed to, so you have many. You don't want to do that. So they turn it into sugar and sell it to the company that will use that sugar. One of them is the Coca-Cola company. So the federal authority, when they have the health, they put it that the sugar must not exceed this threshold. Must not exceed this threshold. But the problem is, if you limit that sugar usage in the food, so the company will lose money. So they make sure that no bill from the Senate that will stop, that will make the sugar consumption become limited. And they said that we don't want a nanny government. We don't want a nanny government. But the result is 3 of 5 children in USA right now having diabetes. 3 of 5. Just because you let it go like that. This is about what the government. When you become a government, you actually, it's not for you to become popular. Like becoming a parent. If you really look into it, the parent will say, wake up at this time. You wake up your daughter in the morning to go to school. She said, I'm still sleepy. What will you do? You said, no, go. Go. You start to tell her to go. So really, if you really following the children, what they desire, do you think that you become popular? You become popular, inshallah. The children will say, oh, my father and my mother really love me. Everything I want, they will give me. None will be stopped by them. But is it good for you? I don't think so. Because once an auntie came to me. She said, Ustaz, I have a grandson. Every time he woke up in the morning, he is really sleepy, doesn't want to go to school. What should I do? You know what I asked her? I said to her, Auntie, your grandchild, did he play games at night? She said, huh? How did you know? How did you know? I said, I have nephews and niece. I know about children will start to, you give the cartoon for them, they will wake up at 3 o'clock watching the cartoon. They will not sleep. Oh no, cartoon after one after another. Tom and Jerry. You know, if you open Tom and Jerry, you not stop. Tom and Jerry, Tom and Jerry. So the problem is when you open up like that. I said, no, you cannot do that. So she said, but if we stop him from watching, from playing game, he will become angry. I said, are you the parent of the child? It's the parent. You are the parent. But normally the grandmother have a problem about that. They will always pamper their grandchildren too much. Too much. Until the grandchildren actually they have no boundaries. You know, if the father say no, but the grandfather said, it's okay, it's okay, it's alright. You don't be afraid. Grandpa is here. So the father want to stop the child. The grandfather will let them to do that. So it's wrong. The same as what we said about the terms nanny government. You know, when you follow all the things that the people want, you may say that the people will like you. But the problem is for you to become a father, a mother, or you make it bigger, you become a government. You actually acting as a father for all your citizens to stop them from bad things and to allow them good things. Encourage them for good things, but stop them from bad things. But the thing will happen, they will say that I don't like this government. Everything cannot. This is the nanny government. I really remember that the words inside that documentary when the government want to stop the consumption of sugar. For the children in the school, you know, they eat pizzas, burgers in the morning. You know, that is not right. So what happened? So the diabetic problem there. Then the government to stop it. So all the industry, the tycoon, those the sugar lord, or we say sugar lord, they actually start to say something to the Senate, and nothing will be done. This thing is from the time of Obama until today, nothing can be done. And we have people that saying that we don't want a nanny government. We don't want a nanny government. It's actually wrong for you to say about that. Because the government acting as a father to stop people from doing something that is wrong. If you want to discuss it, yes, you can discuss about is it really wrong or not. But the problem is you cannot say, like been said by the Prophet ﷺ, when the Prophet ﷺ give some advice to the companion, and the advice so touching, they start to cry. And they say to the Prophet ﷺ, it is actually what you said just now, really as a parting advice. So what do you want to advise us? What do you want to say to us? What you said just now is like a parting advice that you want to die after this. What do you want to advise us? To tell us. The Prophet said, "Usikum bisam wa ta'ah." I advise you to listen and obey. Listen and obey. Wa in ta'ammara 'alaikum 'abdun habashi. Even though become leaders upon you, Ethiopian or black servant. A black servant become your leaders. Being chosen to become your leaders. You have to obey, listen and obey. Because that is the way for a government, for a community to go. We know that we don't want to become a socialist, that everything being dictated by the government. Even you cannot own anything. Everything belong to the government, belong to the citizen. That is once happened in China. If you really look into it, whoever just born maybe didn't know. Whoever returned to before 80s or 90 in the early 90, people in China doesn't have any cars. Everybody is going using bicycle. Everybody, all bicycle. Why? Because none of them is allowed to have personal properties. Only after China got the taste of the money, because when they got Hong Kong back from the British government, they saw all the money is there, not from the socialist system, but the capitalist system. So they saw that, wow, it's really the taste. So they opened up their economy from 1997. That is why you're looking that today is after 1997, after Hong Kong being returned to China. So really that stopping people from everything is not good. It's not right. But to let everything for them to do without any boundaries is also wrong. It's also wrong. So you cannot say that I don't want any government. That's the terms actually being wrongly used. Because a nanny, when your mother, your father, appoint a nanny to take care of you, is it to punish you or is it to care for you? To make sure that you are not in trouble, your eating will be on time. If that is the work of the nanny. It's really something that actually, when he said, we don't want a government that told you what to do. That is actually something that you have to concern about. Some of us is thinking that, no, we don't have. Because the law is there to make sure that everybody become in good manners. Because if you open up everything, then everybody will do everything they want. So you have chaos there. Chaos will happen inside the society. For that, when you look into about the law, whenever you go to any place, that you go to a house of somebody, you surely have to follow whatever the host or the owner of the house rules. Means like, where do you sleep? Where do you eat? Where do you go to toilet? Everything being dictated by the owner. You, as a guest there, you have to follow. This is one thing that we can see that the ban 1975 doesn't really understand. You know that the thing, sometimes people say that I'm free. But you are not free as free to do anything, anytime, anywhere. If I'm not mistaken, even in non-Muslim country, about the rules, even the attire when you want to wear. I remember tourists from China in Philippines. The woman, she wore a micro bikini at the beach. And the authority caught her and sent her back to China. You know that the authority is not Muslim authority, but they have that boundaries. You know, everybody. That's why our Sheikh, he said, when people said about hudud means that boundaries, hudud. Boundaries is hudud. He said that no country doesn't do hudud. Every country is doing hudud. So people start to, what happened? Nobody is doing hudud. He said, when you mention about the hudud itself, you don't understand the meaning. He said that boundaries, threshold for something, like the speed limit. Where do you park your car? Where do you park your car? If you don't like it, you cannot go against, because you are as a guest there. So the place you cannot park, being put there, no parking. And actually they said it as zone tunda. Mean that they tow your car. They will tow your car if you park there. So you as a guest cannot say that I don't like this rule. I don't like this rule. I'm free. Yes, you are free. But you as a guest in place like that, as like it said, the country, everybody have their boundaries. You cannot say that no boundaries. The speed limit. You cannot say that, oh, I can drive so fast in my country, but this country cannot. Or in drugs. Malaysia is actually one of the heaviest punishment about the drugs. You know, when even you look into the drugs being brought into Malaysia, you will shocked by the quantity, by ton. You know, if you really look into it, the drugs being consumed not by the 31 million people of Malaysia, but the drugs being supplied to Malaysia is so much. You know, a container of drugs. Seriously, if you take a bunch of the pill, you will die. But suddenly, it's so much, too much. So our punishment is one of the most severe punishment. So in USA, like example, they can have a personal use, drugs for personal use. You will not be hanged because of that drug. If it for personal use, even initially more than 200 gram is okay. 200 gram or more, you will be hanged. 200 gram or more. Oh, you don't know about this. 200 gram or more, you'll be hanged until death. This is actually something that actually some people doesn't like it. Even in Singapore, when people being caught, we know that there are few names came up during the Hari Raya, before Hari Raya Haji, before Hari Raya Ramadan puasa. There are some people being hanged by the Singapore government because being caught by the government distributing drugs. So you don't like the law because it happened to your family members. But the problem is that law is there. You like it or not, you cannot run away from it. If it happened, they can prove it, then you cannot say anything. Because that is the way. Because you cannot say that I want to be punished by New Zealand law. You are making the crime in USA, but you want the New Zealand law. Or you do something in Saudi Arabia, you want to have the other law. Or you do the crime in Malaysia, you want the Saudi law. I don't want this law, I want the Saudi law. Cut my hand. That is being told by Allah. You know, you don't ask for that. If you are there, they will do it to you. But you are here in Malaysia, so any country have its own law. Then anybody that come to the country as a guest, as a visitor, must respect the law. You don't like it, yes, you can have your own opinion, but you don't insult your host in front of anybody, saying that I don't like it. It's ridiculous. You don't say something like that publicly, insulting or saying bad things about that. You don't like it, it's for you. You go back to your country, say what you want. But inside the country, it's not for you to do that. So, yes. Now.
This will come down to the freedom of speech.
The freedom of speech. You know, the freedom of speech doesn't mean that you can insult others. The freedom for you to speak, so to speak your opinion, but doesn't mean that you can insult others. You can say that I like this. I know your government like, don't like, I like. But by spitting and saying, drinking and blaspheming, saying bad words, that is not the way. You know, this freedom of speech or freedom of expression is being wrongly being used in the Western country. You know, like we heard about the burning of Al-Quran in Sweden. You know, it's really wrong for the government to protect those people to do that. Like I said, the government must be civilized. You know, the civilized government will stop people from doing provocative things that will making people's unrest. That is the way, because like I said, you are the government. You don't like it, but that is the task or the responsibility of the government. You can have your freedom to speech, but in Islam, everything has boundaries. Even your speech have boundaries. You know, if you say freedom of speech, you go to a person's wife, you say, I love you to that person's wife. And the husband is listening to everything. And when you say to the brother, what are you saying to my wife? Freedom of speech. What will happen? What will happen? And think about that. Because everybody, this is one thing that Allah Ta'ala taught us. When Malikin Nas. Rabbil Alamin. He is just a sustainer. He is the owner of everything. The owner he own everything. When you own anything, you actually have boundaries. You know, if you have your bedroom, you and your wife, your father-in-law will not enter that place, even though you like him. No, you don't say that. Father-in-law, you sleep there. Mother-in-law there, I will sleep here. You don't say, you don't allow it, because that is your sanctuary. People respect. You have to respect others, right, before your own right, because they have their own right. They are right also, not to be insult, not to be said bad things about them. That is the way. For
For the westernized culture bringing to our country, it would destroy the new generation Muslim.
yeah, that is what we said before. What we said, we Muslim, or we even the people, Eastern people, the Asian people, we have that values. Like I said, about the family values, about the culture of having to respect your elders. You know, when you look into the Malay, the Indian, the Chinese, when they meet somebody who elder than them, they have words. Taiko, somebody who bigger than you. You say tak ke? That is actually Mandarin, is it? Okay. You have a word in Malay, abang. In Indian, ane, ane. You don't say that. Oh, you. You don't say you. In Western country, they have that the you. You know, even there's I and you with your parent, something that is not acceptable. Except in our Southeast Asian, the Java people. Java people, they talk with their parents like that. That is the way. Mak, aku nak pergi. I went to my friend's house. He's a Java person. He said something like that. I was shocked. I said, why are you saying aku to your mother? Because we always will say our name in front of our mother. We said, Mom, he said Adli. Oh, we have the manja name, Deli, want to go. Tipah want to go. You know, you will say your name in front of them. You will not say aku. But in English, can you have any substitute for that? No. That is why sometimes I really advise for married couple to avoid the usage of I and you between the husband and wife. Really, because the respect will happen there. When the wife say you, you and something is wrong there. You don't want to go. You know, the word is really like you are talking to your brother, your younger brother. It's so wrong, because like you said, the values in our culture, we have that values. So because of that, our authority, anybody want to organize an event, really have to think about that. What are you doing? Because you actually promoting something, like I said, promoting something that may one day you will collapse all the values that you have. I said, my friend said that the Simpson, Bart Simpson, when taking to his father, Homer. He said to his father, Homer. He called his father by name. Seriously, it's so wrong. Actually, if you really look into it, they have the old one, like you saying to somebody, my lord, my lady. You know the words. There's a good words there, but being left out after the changes happen to their country, their cultures. Actually, they left it out. The respect is there before. So if they want to come into our society, they have to follow our guide. That is the real things. And they organize like now, when our government, Alhamdulillah, peace to be Allah, when our government stopped the event to show that we don't like anything that going against our value, our belief, our culture. It's really good.
But this has caused the reaction back
Okay, that is the thing. When I said about the organizer, they like to do things to make sure that it become famous, for the fame, for the money. More people will come. They should really think about this. Also, like the government, also when they want to allow something, don't choose the populist views. Don't go into following all the things that the people want, because you actually, as a guardian for your citizen, you have to take care about that. So because of that, you really think Allah Ta'ala said in the Quran about your risk. People, your provision from Allah, what you get, the money that you get, the power that you have, it's really something that Allah Ta'ala give you, bestowed by Allah. It's not really you who get it by your own self, not by your strategy. Yes, you did your strategies, your campaign and everything, but you have to think that it is really being given by Allah to you as a responsibility. Allah Ta'ala say in the Quran, in Surah Al-Imran, verse number 26. Verse number 26, Al-Imran. Allah Ta'ala said, Qulillahumma malikal mulk. Say, O Muhammad, O Allah, you are the king of all the government. All the things, all being governed, you are the real king for everything. Malikal mulk. You are the owner of all the kingdom. Tu'til mulka man tasha. You give the authority, you give the government to anybody you want. Wa tanzi'ul mulka mimman tasha, and you take it away, the government from anybody you want. Wa tu'izzu man tasha, and you make noble whoever you want. Wa tudhillu man tasha, and you make down or fall anybody you want. Biyadikal khair, in your hand all the goodness. Innaka ala kulli syai'in qadir, and you, O Allah, upon everything you are most powerful. That ayah is really something to make us understand, whatever you get, whatever you lose, it's really because Allah Ta'ala want it to happen to you. Nothing is because of this or that. Because of that, in Islam, the Prophet ﷺ always remind us not to say if only you, because that will open the door of shaitan. Shaitan will start to say, you will start to condemning. You want to do the post-mortem for everything that you fail. Yes, it's good. But to blame, careful. Because you don't get it because Allah doesn't want to for you to get it. Along with it, like for the money. Yes, the vendors, they lose. They lose. The event organizer, they lose their money. But the problem is they should really think, even the government should really think from the start that you actually want to please Allah. If you really want to use the music wrongly, for us we don't agree, but you want to take the opinion that saying that is permissible. Some of the scholars said it's permissible. If you want to take the opinion, please do it with manners. Really think about what you do. Is it to please your Lord or not? You know that because Allah, in the end, we, all of us, will go to Allah. We will answer to Him for every action that we did in this world. What do you want to answer to Allah? Why did you organize that event? I want to organize the event because I want to make people happy. So nobody did suicide or kill themselves or become depressed. Maybe they want to use that reason in front of Allah. We don't know. But you know that whenever you do something like that, you want to please Allah. Think about that. Because when you do something, we do this gathering, not to get followers. It's really about to please Allah. What we do to please Allah. You take care of your wife to please Allah. Our children, you please Allah. You respect your elders to please Allah. Everything to please Allah. So really think about that, because sometimes when you're thinking about this worldly matter only, you forget about what Allah Ta'ala will ask you in the last day. So the government that allowing it, the authorities, they want to allow something, they have to think. Because Allah will ask them, well, how did you allow something that? Because you know that if you understand the ayah 26, Surah Al-Imran, you know that you do not get anything because of your own self. You do not lose anything because of your own action. It's really about what Allah Ta'ala give you or take it from you. And also Allah Ta'ala remind us, for those who really, preparing foods to be sold on that event, and happened that when the event being stopped, so they lose money. So really think about whatever related to Allah Ta'ala commanded us in the Quran, in Surah At-Talaq. Surah At-Talaq, verse number 4 and 5. Allah Ta'ala said, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Whoever have piety, have fear to Allah, Allah Ta'ala will open for them all the way from their problem. Allah Ta'ala will open up ways for them to go out from their problem. وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبْ. And Allah Ta'ala will give provision to them, to him, without he really think about that. Suddenly it's happened, they get it. You want that type of provision from Allah. But you have to have that piety. Fear to Allah must be inside you. You have to have that fear. Because that is the thing that Allah Ta'ala promised us. That is actually from the Surah Al-Talaq, verse 4 and 5. And about the country itself, Allah Ta'ala said in Surah Al-A'raf, verse number 96. 96, Allah Ta'ala said, وَلَوْ أَنَّ أَهْلَ الْقُرَىٰ آمَنُوا وَاتَّقَوْا. If only the people of the cities, they believe in Allah, wattaqaw, and they feared Allah, lafatahna alaihim barakatim minas sama'i wal ard. We will open for them the blessing from the sky, or from the heaven, and from the earth. If only they believe in Allah and fear Allah. So take action. When you take action, you should really think about, is it for the fear towards Allah? Is it for the belief to Allah? If not, then you will lose the opportunity. Allah Ta'ala will open up for you the blessing of the sky, of the heaven, and the blessing from the earth. The blessing from the sky is for the rain to fall down, for benefiting rain, not the rain that will crush your home, destroy your land, but the benefiting rain that will benefit for you, and the soil will become flourish with all the things that will really benefiting for you, all the foods, all the grain and everything. It's really the promise from Allah. If only the people of the city amanu wattaqaw, they believe in Allah and they fear Allah. That is the two things. So everybody that relate to these things must really think about the fear towards Allah. Are you really fearing Allah about that? Because these things may happen again in the future. Because like I said, if the concept itself, after the overdose that happened to die almost 21 or 19 youngsters because of overdose of drugs inside that concert. So do you really think that is actually benefiting for our youngsters? Think about that. That is really what you should think. In Islam, you are not saying that Islam doesn't have fun. Islam have fun, but the halal fun. You can have fun, but halal one, not the haram one. The thing is actually in Islam, for men, as an example, all the things that related for strength, and also the sport that actually related, like the Prophet Sallam, when during his life, he encouraged his companion to wrestle, to learn to wrestle, to learn to archery, and even he did offer to his companion prize. Whoever can defeat his horse. This is my horse. Whoever can defeat his horse, I will give him prize. It's not related to the motorcycle. You really think about, means that things related to your vehicle, something like that. In Islam, it's actually permissible. You can have fun about that. For women in the time of Prophet, peace be upon him, they have their own way. Like if they close environment, the woman there until today, in Arab country, during the wedding and everything, they will separate between the male and the female. Their ceremony. The woman's ceremony will be happening inside a hall, closed hall. They will start to shout and everything. You know, they will and will play the drum and everything inside there. You will listen from outside. You don't know what happened inside. They have fun, seriously. Sometimes people say about clothes. We've been asked about one of our friend or jamaah asked. She have a non-Sharia compliant clothes. So can she sell it or should she burn it? So when they asked to me, I said, you can sell it, it's okay. They said that the one of our friends said, why? It's non-Sharia. I said non-Sharia in front of other men, but it's Shari if in front of the husband. So what's the problem there? But she will. Where do you ask everybody what they will do with what they bought from you? You know, when you want to sell rice, I want to sell you rice. You want to eat. After that, what do? You worship Allah, or you go to other thing. You don't ask anybody about that. Yes. The what? The musical instrument. Okay. Sorry. You know, by riding motorcycle,
No, it's
my
okay.
hearing is actually not good.
It's okay. All right, what about a musical instrument? You cannot sell it to others, right? But can you give it out?
Give it up. Allahu alam. You don't that thing inside all the jurisprudence. You know, all the madhab fiqhiyah, Maliki, Shafi'i, Hanbali, Hanafi. They don't consider musical instrument as a property that have any respect. You know, it's not considered as a property. Even if somebody broke it, you don't have to compensate anything. That is actually being ruled by all the scholars about that. Sometimes actually in Malaysia, we feel weird. Some people said, I am Madhab Shafi'i. You know, the Shafi'i is actually said about the music is haram. The one that say is permissible is Zahiri. Ibn Hazm al-Zahiri. He is the one that he's arguing about the prohibition of the musical instrument. The four madhab, the four imam, all of them, the majority of the scholars, all of them is actually saying no. Even when we talk about wakaf, we talk about compensation. Like if I broke the water bottle belong to Farouk, I have to pay. But if I broke his flute, he has a flute there, I broke it, I don't have to pay. To that extent, to that extent. So really, it's not considered as a property. So for you to eat from it or giving others to do it is actually wrong. It's not the same as a knife. You know, a knife, you don't want to use it, you sell it, you give it away, it's okay. You know that maybe that person will do wrongly use the knife that you give him, but that doesn't concern you. Except when he said, I want a knife, I want to stab somebody. You don't give that knife, don't sell that knife to him. If not, the knife is the knife. Can be used for right or wrong. But the musical instrument, you cannot say that for right or wrong. It's always wrong. We'll discuss about that inshallah when the time comes, when the topic being chosen by our admin, inshallah. So because of that, like I said, everything that being said for us about this, we don't like it. What the attitude from that vocalist, surely we should have that right opinion because of the right knowledge. It's not because just I don't like it. A woman shout, bodoh, he said, stupid, because she doesn't have the opportunity to listen to another group after that. Means that she doesn't have any problem with the saying. If that saying doesn't affect the event after that. They don't have any problem. The saying is they don't have any problem, except because the saying the act by the vocalist stop or making the event being stopped by the government. It's really because of that. You know, even if I'm not mistaken, few people fly to Malaysia just to come to that event, the festival, Good Vibe Festival. But they go back at the same flight because the event been cancelled. So like I said, if you have to really have the good sound mind, what is the thing that you really angry about that person? Is it because what he did stop the event? You cannot sell anything, cannot do anything, you lose money, or you cannot listen to another group, or is it because you don't like what he said because it's against your values, your religion, your culture? Is it because of that or because the other one? It should be because of it is against your culture. Because like I said, it's not the Muslim only, the Malays only. That thing is not against only the Muslim. It's against the Indian, the Hindus, the Chinese, the Buddhists and everything. They actually doesn't like that type of understanding or things that being said by that singer. It's not about you losing money. It's not about you cannot enjoy anymore. It's really about it's against your culture, your religion, your values. That is supposed to be in our mind. And remember that Allah Ta'ala will ask us for everything, our action, during listening to that type of things, what we have the sound opinion about that, inshallah. So I hope that's all. If any question, inshallah we'll entertain. Brother Johan already asked question, alhamdulillah. Yeah.
How do we respond to those who say that because of these incidents, it shows that Islam is like an extreme religion or narrow-minded? Yeah.
Okay. The first thing first about when this happened, they said about Islam is religion that narrow-minded, is not free. From the start, we are saying because Islam is not things that been created by us. This is the thing that our Sheikh used. We said that you don't like the law of Allah, you don't have problem with me. You have problem with Allah. You don't like it, it's not about you quarreling with me. We actually, the Muslim, we believe in the law of Allah. You don't want to implement it because you know that if you look into the Old Testament, the New Testament, about all the religion, they all condemn that act about, like you said, man to man sexual act. Is for them, it's actually so wrong. Like I said, even the communist country, they don't allow it because it's actually opposite the values of the country itself, the people itself. So it's not really about narrow-minded. Then we also in these things we have to listen to the saying of Allah in surati. The people will say, people will say anything that they want. But the problem is, should you care or not? Okay. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse number 54. Al-Ma'idah 54. Allah Ta'ala said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. O people who have belief. O people who have belief. May yartadda minkum an dinihi. Whoever of you should revert from his religion. Any one of you turn away from his religion that Allah Ta'ala send it to you. Fasawfa ya'tillahu biqaumin. Allah Ta'ala will surely bring forth in place to replace you all that don't want to follow religion. Allah Ta'ala will replace you with people, with people that He love him. Yuhibbuhum wa yuhibbunah. He love them and they love him. Then Allah said also, Adillatin al-mu'minin. They humble towards the believers. A'izzatin al-kafirin, they're strong, mean firm, not oppressing, mean firm, al-kafirin, to these disbelievers. Yujahiduna fi sabilillah, they strive in the cause of Allah. The one that also said about people saying about us, wala yakhafuna lawmata laim, they don't fear the blame of the critics. People critic you, you don't care about that. Because they doesn't care about your feeling, why should you care about them? It's really about that. First thing first, about that really the thing is from Allah. It's not from you. And if you really look into it, the things, even though we're not discussing it today, but like I said, it's a crime towards the people, toward the nation. Because if you look into it, a nation, a country, is actually consists of three things, three elements: people, land, people, government, or leaders. You have to have that three element, then only you can have a country. You can live together, you can have a community or society. If you lose something there, you cannot. If you lose the land, you have the leaders, you have the citizen, you don't have the land. You become like the Dalai Lama. You know, they're staying in French. They said they have country, but doesn't have any land. No land. Or the people like the Palestinian, no land. You have the people, you have the government, you have the land. You cannot have the nation there. Or you have the people, you have the land, you don't have the leaders. Like happening in most of the country of Africa, like Somalia. You know, in Somalia, what is the biggest problem they have? They don't have any reliable government. Anybody came out as a leader will be killed. Anybody. The only one that have the opportunity to gather all the tribes in Somalia was General Father Aidi. You remember the story of Black Hawk Down. That is actually the team of the platoon from the United States Army went there just to kill that general. Just to kill that general, because he's the general that will gather all his people. So they don't like it. So because of that, when they went out, the people killed them. The savior was the army of Malaysia. Saved them from the killing. Some of them being rescued. So because of that, if you have the land, you have the people, you don't have the government, you cannot live with proper living. You will not have it. You cannot buy, you cannot sell, you cannot have anything. Because people will follow their own thought. This guy will take your land, this guy will kill you. Nobody stopping them. So having land, having the people, without the government is also wrong. If you have the land, you have the leaders, you don't have the people, what will happen? You know, like in Dubai, in the Emirates country right now, you can see that they tend to allow temple being built. Some people say that, why? You know, this place was Islam from the start. What happened? You know what happened? When the country doesn't have any citizen. You know, the people of Dubai or the Emirates, so little. The most that are there, expatriate, or the workers from India. Those people are the one that moving the country. You know, making sure that the road is clean, making sure that this thing is going, everything is not their own citizen. So what happened? This is the thing. When your workforce is from outside, you have the land, you have the government, you don't have people. So the workforce is from outside. So what happened? You have to follow all the demand from the workforce. You don't want all to follow them. Then if all the workers from India go back to their country, Dubai, Emirates, Qatar and all that country will cripple. Seriously will cripple. Nobody will govern the country because they don't have the workforce. So the thing about LGBT, it is actually a crime toward the nation. Because when a man married a man, woman married a woman, who will bear children? Children will reduce. Even right now in Japan, they have that problem right now. Because the way they are live, they're living their life there, free sex and everything. And people actually marrying doll, sex doll being bought by in eBay and everything. Seriously, people are marrying cartoon characters, not a human. Human you can allow. If you like a girl, that's actually living like a cartoon character, but she is actually a living person. It's okay. Still, even though something is there, but it is okay. But now you're actually marrying a cartoon character. Or even they said about somebody marrying a vacuum, rice pot. That man is actually marrying the rice cooker. How can you bear any children? When you don't bear any children, that I said, Japan right now, they are losing their citizen. Yearly 1 million. Yearly 1 million. They estimate is actually, they're estimating that in 50 years, 40 or 50 years, the people of Japan will reduce into 40 million only. They are now at around 110 million. There was 156 million. Millions gone. It's not there because we right now 47, 48, 50. How long will we be living in this world? 90? We say 80. 30 years after this. Maybe I'm actually 40, nearing 50. For 30 years after this, 70 years old. Can I work? Can our shares actually have, alhamdulillah, good strength. But anybody else, you want to go to drive, your eyes not seeing. You want to lift anything. You want to work at the diners. You cannot stay standing up. You carrying everything is shaking. What will happen? So, all the country they will lose. They are losing. We actually, right now, going to that things also. When we have that ideas not to marry early. Because women, by default, their prime age to bear children only 15 to 35. 15 to 35. After 35 years old, if you a woman actually bearing children, means that pregnant, the doctors will say no. It will harm you. Your body will become like this and like that. Because the prime age is between that 15 to 35. So when you know that our living lifestyle right now, women they say that you have to go to study first. Don't marry. Don't have children yet. So when you delay it, you pass the age, and nobody will replace you. It's really about risk from Allah. But the thing is for you to stop not to having children is wrong. Because like if our community is like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, we are 18. So we are 18 people in this village. Okay, if I get one children, the one children become 19. But this one children is replacing me only. If I die, then the number still 18. Okay. If I get two children, if I die, my wife die, we have two. Replacement still 18. It's not exceeding. But you have three, then we the numbers of the people inside the village is increasing. Then the increase of the numbers is actually opening opportunity for works and for demand for things to be bought. People have to have. But if just our 18%, I want to sell nasi lemak to you, anyone? No. Okay, mee goreng, this one. So the thing is will not expand. But the more people is there, the more demand will become. So anything, this is moving for the economy. So really, if you look into it, the LGBT idea is really called as a crime towards the nation. It's not now, but after 30 years. after 30 years. Like if you look into the Singapore right now, they actually have the problem about the people there is reducing. The people actually alive in the old age. The youngsters is not really there anymore. So even the government is giving away money. If you have children, they will give you 18,000 Singapore dollar and give you all the benefit for houses and everything for you. You got 2 children, more benefit for you. Right now they are thinking like that. But the problem is, if really they succeed to make sure that all his people bearing children, the result can really be seen after 30 years. Because your child will not be somebody tomorrow. After 30 years, if really they can change the mindset of their people. But the problem is when you do the hedonism way of life, free sex and everything, you get free sex. Who want to marry? Anybody. And who want to, when nobody want to marry anybody, who want to bear children? So in the end, the collapse of the nation will happen. So depending for the workforce from outside, in the end, changing the country. After that, suddenly you said, why are you become the president? Because after 50 years, my grandfather was here and the change happened. So suddenly you said, hey, what happened to our country? That is the thing that will happen after 30 or 40 years. You have to think about that. It's not about the narrow-minded. It's really about what will happen in the future. It's not about the fun or the things that you like today, right now. It's really about what will happen to your country. Okay? Alhamdulillah. Any question? You was.
Like the vendor, like sell food. Are we allowed to do that?
Okay. Allah Ta'ala said in the Quran, in Surah Al-Imran, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. You should help each other. You should not. You should help each other. Birri wa taqwa, in the goodness and also fear towards Allah. Wala ta'awanu 'alal ithmi wal 'udwan. Don't you help each other on things that actually doing sin also, and also oppression to others. So really, it's not for you to be there. You know, if anything happen, you know, avoiding places like that is best, because Allah Ta'ala anger or wrath, you don't know what will happen. So it's not encouraged at all, because for you to provide people who are doing things that is actually opposite of the teaching of religion, for them to providing food for them to get energy to do more is wrong. Yes, but not directly, it's indirectly, because if they sell the food outside the event, you know, that like I sell burger near the stadium. That is my place. And suddenly those people came out, brother, burger. I don't ask them, where did you come from? From the stadium. You attend? No, I don't sell to you. No, they don't do something like that. If participating in that event, that is the thing. Not participating is the best. Inshallah. Okay? Any question? Brother Johan already standing up. What happened? Lengoh kaki. Khair, inshallah. Okay? Anything else? Alhamdulillah. So we hope.
Can we take questions online?
Okay, yes. Okay. Inshallah.
We have a question online saying, will it be a good thing if we ban all international artists from performing in Malaysia again, so that this incident will not happen again? And also, with a country with Islam as its official religion, what will be the right SOP for government to screen acts without infringing also on the rights of the non-Muslim?
Okay, but first thing first, about is it okay? Is it the good things for us to ban all the musical ban from international musical ban? Essentially, like I said, screening must be done. Even from the view that we are actually with the view of not to have that type of fun. The fun that they like, we don't like it, even though we know that one scholar from among the scholars of Islam, like Ibn Hazm al-Zahiri, he said it's permissible. But the thing, if he saw what they are doing, I don't think he said it's permissible. Okay, because the way they dancing, drinking and everything, I don't think they will say. Anyway, the screening for the government, they are screening because we know that some singers or some band, they respect, we don't like it, but they actually will perform with good manners, politely, like example.
I think I agree. Like Taiwanese Jay Chou or the Hong
Like
Kong
Jay
singers.
Chow.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know the Jay Chow.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jay Chow. So means that the way they perform it with manners, maybe that is actually the screening must be done. And about the religion, Islam as the official religion of the government or the government of Malaysia, that is actually something that they must answer to Allah, not for us to answer, because it's really about, like we said, if you are a married person, then you will ask about your expenses for your wife, for your children. If you have children, the expenses for your children, your education for your children. If you don't have, it will not be asked from you. The same as for the government. When they holding the power as a government, they will answer to Allah, whatever they do. We actually, if they came and ask us, do you agree? We say we don't agree. We don't agree. But they actually governing it the way they want it, they will answer to Allah. We actually not responsible for that. And we are not supposed to also backbiting them. He said that this minister, don't say anything about that, because backbiting never change person. You don't say that, Alhamdulillah, I backbite that guy. Alhamdulillah, he's become a good person. I critique him through the social media. He become a good person. He's become pious, fear towards Allah. Nobody become like that. Nobody become a good person because you backbiting him. You say bad thing about him. No. Because these days, nearing the election, people start to talk things inside the group. I said, if you say something about that minister or that person, he didn't listen to you. Your voice or whatever you write, you write, didn't arrive to him. They didn't come to him at all. So why should you, take your time, your time and your strength to just write about that person? It's not for us. Like I said, for the government, they must answer. We have also the mufti is there, the religious authority is there. So
It still comes back to the individual. We pay the money.
No. No. I said pay the money. What?
I think the question here is that we cannot blame everything on the government. It still comes back to the individual.
Yeah.
I have the right not to go.
Yeah. You didn't have to let to go.
As a Muslim,
I thought our brother want to say because you pay the tax, so the government do anything. I thought you want to say that. It's okay. Sorry. So our brother said it's written to all of us. Individually, you have the right to not to go. You are not being forced by the government to go. Even though the government allow it or give permission for it to happen, they didn't say to you, go. Don't say anything. They don't advertise it. So just the permission, because all the SOP, because all the law about the entertainment in our country, there is a law about that. The SOP is there. So as long as the group is following all the SOP, and the thing about that group, I don't know whether the organizer did something, because normally when you know that a person is problematic, when you do any agreement with that person, you make sure that you will be secured. You should put a clause there. If you do something that make the event to be cancelled or everything, you will be fine. They should put something like that. because those group doesn't have any reserve for about talking about anything, as if saying that they don't have any reason to fear towards others, even though they know that they are the guests. Like I said, so Allahu Alam, maybe they put it there or not. If they put it there, then they can get back anything things from that group. If not, then they will have to carry all the burden upon their name.
Okay. Final one, Ustaz, sorry. Okay, I see the LGBT agenda being pushed not only to this one incident, but in movies and cartoons now. What can parents do to protect our children?
Okay, actually the first thing first about yes. Actually this thing about pushing the LGBT's agenda is not. We are not the only people that actually concerned about it. Even those people in USA, United States, in Canada, in Europe, they're actually talking about that. We're looking into some people, even though some views of that person we don't like, but they actually fighting about that. You know, gender equality, or a person that said, there's no gender. You should not say he or she. You should say they. Ahmad came to school. They, because no man or woman. No, you know, after craziness, what happened to that country we don't know. They say the thing is, it's not by us only. You know, not by being fought by us only. It's being fought by their own people. This agenda being pushed. You know, before 1992 or 1994. WHO, World Health Organization, classified the LGBT people as people who have problem with their mind. It's actually a type of craziness, you know, the type of abnormality. Because like I said, if you look, something is black, so you see it as black. If among us, say not black, Ustaz, I saw blue. Or he said, I saw red. So that person is abnormal, not special. Not special, but abnormal. The same as when you know people, men like women, women like men. It's actually a normal thing to happen. But when a man liking man like a woman, or a woman like a woman like a man, something happened to their head. Only after 90, I don't remember the date, being taken out. Those abnormality, sexual pervertness, is they taken out from the classified as the crazy or the unsound mind of people being taken out. Before that, it's actually considered something like that. So for parents these days, really careful about this, because you know that the thing about this agenda being pushed until into the cartoon. You know, cartoon, like Peppa Pig. Yeah, Peppa Pig is actually the again. It's actually something that my daughters do. Watch Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig. So it's really fun. But suddenly, after a few seasons, they start to say, this child have two fathers. What happened? Two fathers. They start to push it into that type of story. This is for children. Even a few months ago, a boy wearing a shirt that is only two gender, and it means that male or female. He being thrown out of the school just because have the opinion. See, the thing is, they pushing that thing. For me, I'm looking for the side of why they are pushing it too much. Because, like being said, the strength of a nation is their people. In their country, in Western country right now, they're having that problem. The numbers of their citizens is declining. So the numbers of other nation is increasing. They're afraid that the power will change to the other country. So they have to push that agenda. Whatever happened to them must happen to others. Yeah, I know, must happen to others, so that the numbers of other nation also will be decreased and the nation will be weakened. If not, Like you see into in the society, Europe society, you know, the mosque being turned into the church being turned into mosque. It's not one incident, not one story. It's actually continuing. Why? It's because the community, the Christian community at that place doesn't have any supporters anymore. Doesn't have supporters. But the Muslim that migrate there, they have children. They are actually producing their children like rabbit, you know, 3, 4, 5. So the numbers is increasing. So in the end, the community there being changed. You know, because of that, even the church being turned into the mosque, into a mosque, into a masjid. Why? Because nobody want to support the church anymore, so they cannot pay any expenses, so they have to sell it. So the Muslim bought it and turn it into mosque because it's easier for them to get the permission for a worship place that is already a worship place. If they want to build it from scratch, then maybe they cannot get the permission. So they get it. So from that point, you can see that what happened there is not really about, even in Sweden or even in Ireland, when you see about the hatred towards the Muslim become increased. The starting is because they're seeing this thing. The Muslim is not conquering their country. Even right now, you have the mayor, the few person there as a Muslim becoming a mayor there, even though a liberal person, liberal Muslim. But there is something, a message being sent that is actually the people there doesn't have any workforce anymore. Even like UK's, they have the president descendant from not the European people, not from the what you say Anglo-Saxon or the white people. They don't have that anymore, because like we said, if a smart person, 1 in 1,000, so the 1,000 is not their people anymore. The 1,000 is from the other community that migrate to them. So the 1,000, 1 in 1,000, they don't have the numbers anymore. So the best person to become their leaders is not from their own people. So you want that's the thing that they're actually afraid. They want us to be like them. Like in the Quran, Allah Ta'ala said, in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah Ta'ala said, Wadda kathirun min ahli kitab. Wadda kathirun min ahli kitab. In Surah Al-Baqarah number 109. Allah Ta'ala said, Wadda kathirun min ahli kitab is being loved, being liked by many of the people of the book. Law yaruddunakum ba'da imanikum kuffara. If they can turn you after you become believers to become disbelievers. They really like it. Why? Hasadan min indi anfusim, because the enviness, the jealousy inside their heart after all the things being cleared to them, means the thing is really true. Allah Ta'ala said that is actually what inside their heart. So right now, they want us to be like them. So we don't accept that. So it is actually strengthening our society and our nation, inshallah. The way we preserve our culture to live in a family, and don't worry about your son is there, your daughter is there. Don't really worry about that. In the Western country, they have that things that I said, failure to launch. But in our society, that is the thing that will make sure that the parent will be taken care of during their old age. But in their country, they will send their parent to the old folks home. They will send it there. So we actually, in our society, even the Indians, I can see about that. The Chinese, I can see about that. You know, the children really honoring their parent to live in the same house. They don't have that values. We have the values. They don't like the values because it is strengthening our nation. Really think about that. So if you're following the way they are living right now, your society will crumble. The elders will be sent to the old folks home. The children will not thinking about their parent anymore. And they didn't really think about having children, really living about, they said, quality life. What is quality life? They said you can travel around the world. Because if you have many children, you cannot do that. Some people saying like that. Allah Akbar. One old doctor that I met in Bandar Utama, where I said to him about my family members, my siblings. We have 14. All brother and sister, 14. I'm number 13. One mother, one father. So the doctor said, wow, but I don't think you have quality life. Quality life. The problem is, if you have that many children, if some of them spoil, not good, you have many reserve. You have 1, 2 bad one, you have 10 more that we can taking care of you when you are old. When we have one only, if that one spoil, you cannot get any more. No reserve for you. That is one thing for you to think about. Yeah, insyaAllah Ta'ala give us goodness. And even the Prophet ﷺ said, Tazawwaju al-walud al-wadud. Marry women that is actually al-walud, that can bear many children, and al-wadud, that is actually so loving. Fa inni mukathirum bikum al-umama yawmal qiyamati, because I will become the one that having the most among the nation in the last day, with you, with all of you. The Prophet liked it that. So whoever not married yet, please marry quickly, because this is actually, like I said, a strength for the nation. It's strength for the nation. And having that Western culture, hedonism culture, to not having married and everything, that is not from our values. Not from our values. Not from Muslim, not from the Hindus, not from the Buddhists, not from the Taoists. They don't have that. We really don't really accept that. Even not from the non-Muslim perspective. You think about that. But if you don't like it, then you don't think about that. Then you don't want to think. We cannot have anything. Inshallah. Okay. Stop here. Okay. We stop here. Inshallah. I hope that whatever we talk about today really benefiting for us, and for may Allah Ta'ala teach us whatever benefit for us, and may Allah Ta'ala make us practicing whatever we learn. Wallahu a'lam. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa sallam, alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.